Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. If people ask me what can they do to support the work that I do, buy my books. Go to tarpley.net, buy those books. Buy Obama the Postmodern Coup. You'll understand what's going on across the Middle East. Buy Surviving the Cataclysm. You'll understand what's going on with the economics and the budget. And buy 9/11 Synthetic Made in USA. That is a basis of understanding the next false flag that goes off. So you actually have the intellectual power to resist the hysteria that will be unleashed if something goes off. Imagine some kind of nuclear false flag event. We may be approaching that level of desperation in the imperialist system. Also notice up there that you have the two German DVDs of Kopfverlag, one on the WikiLeaks phenomenon and the other one about these pseudo-revolutions, the putsch wave across the Arab world. So you can support me by purchasing these things and also increasing, therefore, your own capacity for strategic analysis. That's tarpley.net and the Twitter feed Webster G. Tarpley, where I try to announce these media appearances. Right, happy to be on WBAI New York last Sunday evening. Let's just wrap up now on the Middle East. Right, looks like Syria is going to be able to hold on, at least for the moment, simply because the ruling elite is not divided. The U.S. and the British have not been able to subvert the Syrian generals and top government officials in the same way that they were able to do in places like Tunisia and Egypt, where they had easy access. Also the fact that Russia, China, and Lebanon have blocked any Security Council action against Syria makes this outcome more likely. The U.S. has seized the Syrian assets, but they got less than $100 million, not the billions they stole from Libya. Also, the Syrian government has been canny enough not to allow foreign provocateur journalists to come in, and the one woman sent in was then shipped back to Iran since she was traveling on an Iranian passport. The one big vulnerability, though, in Syria, the Kurds. The U.S. is the patron of the Kurds, and the Kurds can be used to attack both Turkey and Syria, as well as Iraq, where they are based. So watch out for the U.S. mobilizing those Kurds. There are some signs of that. And when we get to Libya, it's clear what the NATO strategy now is. It's a strategy of desperation. NATO wants to kill Gaddafi. They have made numerous bombing attacks on Gaddafi's leadership council. They've been trying to assassinate him with all of their means. This is now assassination as a tool of international policy, attacking the Gaddafi compound, attacking the television. The shame of the British. Jalil visits number 10 Downing Street. How many terrorists have they had in there? Probably not so many in such prominent display as Jalil. There's also the problem that we see the Libyan rebels are going to run out of money, and therefore we have Jalil going to London, and we have the other guy that they consider presentable, not the Al-Qaeda or Libyan Islamic Fighting Group guys, but Jibril. Jibril is at the White House. This is the shame of the United States. The terrorist frontman Jibril visits the White House, and what he wants from the U.S. is full diplomatic recognition. Well, if you, dear Obama, and you, dear Hillary, grant full diplomatic recognition, be it de jure or de facto, to this gang of the Benghazi Rebel Council, with their, again, half of them still secret as far as I can tell, half of them therefore suspected of being full-fledged members of Al-Qaeda and the Libyan Islamic Fighting Group, you will be handing the next Republican presidential candidate a huge, immense issue to beat you over the head in the 2012 election campaign. Imagine Obama recognizes terrorist government of Libya. And, of course, Jibril doesn't want just recognition. He's in Washington to demand and gave an appearance at the Brookings Institution. The Brookings Institution hosting a terrorist frontman. How embarrassing for them. He wants money. They need money within 3-4 weeks at the very most. But as all kinds of commentators are saying, they're squirming that the U.S. Doesn't really know who these people are. They fear the presence of terrorists, of people left over from al-Qaeda who fought the U.S. in Afghanistan and in Iraq. Thank goodness, and I hope that the essay that I wrote about that West Point report, you can read this all at tarpley.net, that Darna, of course, the city council of Darna is run by al-Qaeda and the Libyan Islamic fighting group. So if they dare to transfer money, weapons, or give diplomatic recognition, this will come back to haunt you, Obama, and this will play into all kinds of pre-existing public doubts about this entire thing. So it's time to end this. Now, the Turks say they want it to end in a week. The week has basically gone by. The Italians say they want it to end in 3 or 4 weeks. It looks like the only hope that NATO has of ending it is the assassination of Gaddafi. Notice at the funeral of Saif Gaddafi, and I believe of the 3 little grandchildren that were murdered by NATO, we have Monsignor Giovanni Martinelli, the Vatican representative in Tripoli, attending the funeral. Therefore, a sign of respect, a sign that the Vatican is not pleased by the murderous activities of NATO. Now, other than this, Netanyahu will be coming to the United States next week. He will be giving an address to a joint session of Congress. Is this really necessary? Of course, the Republicans love him. Tea Party people, those are your Tea Party guys, making it possible for Netanyahu to come in and address the U.S. Congress. And Senator Mitchell has given up in despair. Senator Mitchell has resigned as the special U.S. Middle East negotiator because Obama and Hillary were not willing to put any pressure on Netanyahu to come up with some the obvious two-state solution. Also, other issues going on there with Mitchell. Now, in terms of the worldwide assault, the focus perhaps leaving the Middle East, but look now at the Putin-Medvedev division, offering certainly for Russia a clear choice in the elections coming up now in the next year. Medvedev this morning says it's a mistake to build an entire political system around one person. Yes, that may well be true, but that is neither here nor there. And the question now is, who is willing to defend the integrity and the interests of the Russian state and the Russian Federation against this imperialist assault? Same thing going on with Khamenei versus Ahmadinejad and these sorcery charges. You can see the long arm of Anglo-American intelligence reaching into Moscow and Tehran, and one wonders how this succession is going in Beijing. We'll be back in a minute.